Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to know that you are so welcome here today. There's something absolutely magical about this moment we're sharing together, and I feel such joy knowing that you've chosen to be here, ready to open your heart to new possibilities. I've been on this journey of understanding how we create our lives for many, many years, and one thing I've learned is that when someone finds their way to information about manifestation, it's never by accident. Your soul has been calling out for answers, for that missing piece that will finally help everything click into place. And sweetie, you're about to discover something so beautiful and so simple that it will change how you see your entire creative power. I understand that you might be feeling a little tired right now. Perhaps you've been trying to manifest for a while, and you're wondering why some things seem to come easily while others feel like you're pushing against a brick wall. Maybe you've read all the books, watched all the videos, and tried all the techniques, yet you still find yourself wondering when your big breakthrough is going to happen. Or perhaps you're new to all of this, but you have this deep knowing that there's so much more possible for your life than what you're currently experiencing. Whatever brought you here today, I want you to know that it's perfectly normal to feel this way. The beautiful thing about being human is that we're always growing, always expanding, and always ready for the next level of understanding about who we truly are and what we're capable of creating. You are not broken, and you haven't been doing anything wrong. You're simply ready for a deeper understanding of how this whole magnificent process really works. There's been something tugging at your heart, hasn't there? A whisper that keeps telling you that you're meant for more, that the life you truly desire isn't just a fantasy, but something that's actually meant to be yours. That whisper is your inner wisdom, and it's been guiding you perfectly to this moment of discovery. Today, we're going to explore something that most people never quite grasp about manifestation. And once you understand this one beautiful truth, everything is going to shift for you. Not because I'm going to give you some complicated formula or technique that requires years of practice, but because you're about to connect with something you already know deep down in your soul. You're going to remember who you really are and how naturally gifted you are at creating your reality. I know you might be thinking that manifestation is mysterious or complicated, but darling, it's actually the most natural thing in the world. You've been manifesting your entire life without even thinking about it. Every breath you take, every thought you think, every feeling you feel is part of this incredible creative process that never stops flowing through you. The only thing that's been missing is understanding how to work with this process consciously and lovingly. So let's take a gentle breath together and open our hearts to receive this understanding that's been waiting patiently for you to be ready. You are so much more powerful than you know. And you are absolutely worthy of every beautiful thing your heart desires. Now let me share with you something that might sound almost too simple to be true, but I promise you it will change everything. You are at your very core a creative being, not just because you might paint or write or sing, but because creativity is literally the essence of who you are. Every thought you think is a creative act. Every word you speak sends energy out into the universe. Every feeling you feel is like a prayer being answered. And most people think of manifestation as something they have to do, some technique they need to master or force they need to harness. But the truth is, manifestation is simply what happens when you exist. You cannot not manifest. You cannot turn off your creative power any more than you can turn off your heartbeat. The question isn't whether you're manifesting, but what you're manifesting, and whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. Your mind is like the most sophisticated computer ever created, but instead of processing data, it's processing energy and turning your thoughts and feelings into your lived experience. When you truly understand this, you realize that you've never been a victim of your circumstances. You've always been the author of your story, even when you didn't know you were holding the pen. This doesn't mean that everything that has happened to you is your fault. Please hear me clearly on this. There's a big difference between being responsible for your creative power and being blamed for everything that's ever happened to you. What I'm talking about is recognizing that from this moment forward, you have the power to choose what you focus on, what you believe about yourself and your life, and how you respond to everything that comes your way. Your thoughts aren't just random mental chatter floating around in your head. They're living energy, and they're constantly communicating with the universe about what you want to experience. But here's what's so beautiful about this understanding. You don't have to monitor every single thought or worry about thinking something wrong. Your overall patterns of thinking, your dominant beliefs about yourself and life, these are what really shape your reality. When you begin to see your thoughts as creative forces, you naturally start to become more conscious about which ones you want to feed and which ones you want to gently release. It's like tending a garden. You don't have to obsess over every single weed, but you do want to water the flowers and give them plenty of sunlight. Your body is also part of this creative process in the most amazing way. Every emotion you feel creates a physical response in your body, and your body is constantly communicating with the energy around you. When you feel joy, your body literally vibrates at a different frequency than when you feel fear or sadness. And the universe responds to these vibrations like a tuning fork, bringing you experiences that match whatever energy you're predominantly holding. This is why the mind-body connection is so important in manifestation. Your thoughts influence your emotions create sensations in your body, and your body's energy communicates with the world around you. It's all one beautiful, flowing system, and you're the loving conductor of this amazing orchestra. The most wonderful part of understanding your creative nature is that it means you're never powerless. Even in situations where you can't control what's happening around you, you always have the power to choose your response, and your response shapes what happens next. This is where your true freedom lies, and this is where your manifestation power becomes absolutely unstoppable. Now, you might be wondering why, if manifestation is so natural and you're so inherently creative, you haven't been able to manifest everything you want as quickly as you'd like. This is such a common question, and the answer is both simple and profound. Most people approach manifestation like they're placing an order at a restaurant. They get very clear about what they want, they ask for it with great intention, and then they wait for it to show up. And when it doesn't appear as quickly as they'd hoped, they start to doubt whether this whole manifestation thing really works or whether they're doing something wrong. But manifestation isn't really about placing orders. It's about alignment. It's about becoming energetically compatible with what you want to experience. And here's where most people get stuck. They focus all their attention on the asking part and very little attention on the receiving part. Think about it this way. If someone wanted to give you a beautiful gift, but every time they tried to hand it to you, your arms were crossed and you were looking the other way, how would that gift reach you? The universe is constantly trying to deliver your desires to you, but if you're not in a state of openness and receptivity, if you're holding on to beliefs that say you don't deserve good things, or that life is hard and nothing ever works out for you, then you're energetically unavailable to receive what's meant for you. This is why so many people can manifest small things easily, but struggle with the big things they really want. With small things, they don't have much resistance. They can ask for a parking space and genuinely expect to find one because they don't have deep beliefs about being unworthy of parking spaces. But when it comes to love, money, career success, or healing, suddenly all these old stories come up about what's possible for them and what they deserve. Another common mistake is trying to force manifestation through sheer willpower. People think that if they just want something badly enough, if they visualize hard enough or repeat affirmations loudly enough, They can override any resistance they might have. But force and manifestation don't work well together. Manifestation happens in flow, in ease, in a state of relaxed expectancy. When you're forcing, you're actually sending a message to the universe that you don't trust the process, that you believe you have to make things happen instead of allowing them to unfold. This creates a kind of energetic tension that actually slows down the manifestation process rather than speeding it up. Many people also get caught up in trying to control exactly how their manifestations will come to them. They have such specific ideas about how their perfect job should appear or how they should meet their ideal partner that they miss all the wonderful opportunities the universe is sending them that might look different from what they imagined, but would actually be even better than what they asked for. The universe is infinitely creative and often has much more beautiful and expansive plans for us than we could ever dream up with our limited human perspective. When we insist that our desires must manifest in exactly the way we think they should, we're like someone trying to paint a masterpiece while only using one color. There's also this tendency to treat manifestation like a test that you either pass or fail. People manifest something small and think they're good at manifestation, or they don't see immediate results and decide they must be doing it wrong or that it doesn't work for them. But manifestation isn't a performance that you're being graded on. It's a natural process that's always working, and the more you relax into it and trust it, the more beautiful your results become. Sometimes people think they need to become completely positive and never have another negative thought in order to manifest what they want. But this creates a kind of spiritual perfectionism that actually works against manifestation. You're human, and being human means having the full range of emotions and experiences. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be authentic and to learn how to gently guide your thoughts and feelings in directions that feel good to you and support what you want to create. This brings us to something absolutely beautiful that I want to share with you, something that has the power to completely transform your manifestation experience. Most people become very skilled at the asking part of manifestation. They know how to get clear about what they want. They know how to set intentions. They know how to visualize and affirm and put their desires out to the universe. But there's another part of this process that's equally important, and it's the part that most people never learn how to do well. It's the art of receiving. You see, darling, manifestation isn't just about broadcasting your desires to the universe. It's about creating a beautiful open space within yourself where those desires can land and take root and bloom into your reality. And this is where so many beautiful souls get stuck, not because they're not worthy of their desires, but because they've never learned how to be truly receptive to them. Think about the last time someone gave you a genuine compliment. Did you receive it fully, or did you deflect it in some way? When someone offers to help you, do you accept graciously, or do you insist that you can handle everything yourself? When opportunities present themselves, do you say yes with excitement, or do you immediately think of all the reasons why it won't work out or why you're not ready? Your relationship with receiving in these small, everyday moments is a perfect mirror of your relationship with receiving your manifestations. If you struggle to receive compliments, help, or opportunities from other people, you're likely also struggling to receive the gifts that the universe is trying to give you. This often goes back to patterns we learned very early in life. Maybe you grew up in an environment where you learned that it was selfish to want things for yourself, or where you had to earn love and approval through being helpful or perfect. Maybe you learned that good things don't last, so it's safer not to get too excited about them. Or perhaps you learned that there's not enough to go around, so taking something for yourself means someone else has to go without. These innocent childhood conclusions about how life works become the invisible rules that govern your adult manifestations. If deep down you believe that wanting things is selfish, you'll sabotage your manifestations before they can fully arrive. If you believe you have to earn everything through struggle and hard work, you'll reject opportunities that come too easily because they don't match your programming about how good things are supposed to happen. There's a beautiful difference between wanting something and allowing something. Wanting often comes from a place of lack, from noticing what's missing and feeling the discomfort of not having it. Wanting can actually push your desires away because it's focused on the absence rather than the presence of what you want to experience. Allowing, on the other hand, comes from a place of knowing that you already have everything you need within you, and you're simply opening up to let more goodness flow into your experience. When you're in a state of allowing, you're relaxed and receptive. You're not grasping or chasing or trying to force anything to happen. You're simply available for your good to find you. The fastest way to shift from wanting to allowing is through deepening your relationship with yourself. When you truly love and accept yourself, when you know in your bones that you're worthy of beautiful experiences simply because you exist, receiving becomes natural. You don't have to convince yourself that you deserve good things because it's obvious to you that of course you do. Self-love isn't just a nice idea or a spiritual concept. It's the foundation that everything else in your life is built upon. When you love yourself, you naturally take better care of your body. You speak to yourself more kindly. You make choices that support your well-being, and you allow yourself to have desires without judgment. This creates an energetic environment where manifestations can happen quickly and easily, because there's no internal conflict about whether you're worthy of them. But self-love also does something even more magical. It raises your overall vibration to a frequency where beautiful things happen naturally. When you're radiating love for yourself, other people are drawn to your energy. Opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere, and life starts to feel more synchronistic and flowing. You become a magnet for experiences that match the love you're giving yourself. Many people think they need to wait until they manifest their desires to feel good about themselves, but it actually works the other way around. The better you feel about yourself right now, exactly as you are, the faster your desires can manifest. This is because you're not putting conditions on your self-worth. You're not saying, I'll love myself when I have the perfect relationship, or the ideal job, or the amount of money I want. You're saying, I love myself now, and from this place of love, I'm open to receiving even more wonderful experiences. Now, let me share with you some gentle ways to begin shifting your inner world from resistance to receptivity, because this is where the real magic happens. The beautiful thing about working with your inner world is that it's completely within your control. No matter what's happening around you, you always have the power to tend to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with love and compassion. The first step is simply becoming aware of the stories you've been telling yourself about what's possible for you and what you deserve. We all carry around these invisible beliefs that were formed when we were very young, and most of the time we don't even realize they're running our lives. You might have a belief that says, good things happen to other people, but not to me. Or, I have to work twice as hard as everyone else to get half as much. Or, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. These beliefs aren't facts about reality. They're just thoughts that you've thought so many times that they feel true. And the wonderful thing about thoughts is that they can be changed. You don't have to fight with your limiting beliefs or try to force yourself to believe something different overnight. You can simply begin to question them gently and lovingly. When you notice a thought that doesn't support what you want to create, you can ask yourself, is this thought absolutely true? How do I feel when I believe this thought? Who would I be without this thought? What would be possible for me if I didn't believe this limitation? These questions aren't meant to be answered quickly or intellectually. They're invitations to explore your inner landscape with curiosity and compassion. Sometimes limiting beliefs are buried under layers of emotions that need to be felt and released. Maybe there's grief about dreams that didn't come true in the past, or anger about the ways you feel you've been held back, or fear about what might happen if you really allowed yourself to want what you want. All of these emotions are valid and important, and they need to be honored rather than pushed away. One of the most powerful things you can do for your manifestation process is to practice self-forgiveness. Forgive yourself for the times you didn't know better, for the choices that didn't work out the way you hoped, for the ways you've been hard on yourself, for any time you felt like you weren't enough. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you approve of everything that's happened or that you're excusing anyone's behavior. It means that you're releasing the energy of resentment and regret so that it doesn't keep creating more experiences you don't want. When you forgive yourself, you create space for something new to be born. You stop using your energy to maintain old hurts and disappointments, and that energy becomes available to support your dreams and desires. Self-forgiveness is like clearing weeds from a garden so that new flowers have room to grow. Creating inner safety is also essential for manifestation. If part of you believes that getting what you want will somehow be dangerous or will cause you to lose something important, then you'll unconsciously sabotage your efforts. Maybe you're afraid that success will change you or isolate you from the people you love. Maybe you're worried that having more money will make you greedy or that finding love will make you vulnerable to being hurt. These fears often come from observing other people's experiences or from stories we've heard about what happens when people get what they want. But you get to write your own story. You get to decide what success means to you and how you want to show up in the world when your dreams come true. You can choose to let your manifestations make you more generous, more loving, more grateful, and more connected to the people who matter to you. The energy of gratitude is like sunshine for your manifestations. When you're genuinely appreciative of what you already have, you're sending a clear message to the universe that you know how to receive and enjoy good things. Gratitude isn't about pretending that your life is perfect or denying the areas where you'd like to see growth and change. It's about acknowledging all the ways that life is already supporting you and recognizing the abundance that's already flowing to you. But gratitude does something even more beautiful than just attracting more good things. It brings you into the present moment, and the present moment is where all your creative power lives. When you're grateful, you're not lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. You're right here, right now, available to notice and receive all the goodness that's trying to reach you. There's a way of living that makes manifestation almost effortless, and it's learning to live as if your desires have already been fulfilled. This doesn't mean pretending that you already have everything you want or denying your current reality. It means cultivating the feelings and energy that you would have if your dreams had already come true, and letting those feelings guide your choices and actions right now. If you want to manifest love, how would you treat yourself if you already felt completely loved? If you want to manifest abundance, how would you move through your day if you already felt financially secure? If you want to manifest perfect health, how would you care for your body if you already felt vibrant and strong? When you start living from the energy of having already received what you want, you become a vibrational match for those experiences. This is very different from forcing or pretending. It's about genuinely connecting with the essence of what you want to experience and letting that essence infuse your daily life. When you do this, you start making choices that naturally lead you toward your desires. You start noticing opportunities that you might have missed before. You start attracting people and situations that support what you're creating. The key to staying present and open is remembering that this moment, right now, is where your power lives. this breath, this heartbeat, this opportunity to choose love over fear, gratitude over complaint, possibility over limitation. Every moment gives you a fresh chance to align with what you want to create. When you understand that manifestation is about alignment rather than force, you naturally want to know how to stay in that beautiful state of alignment throughout your day. This is where having gentle, loving practices becomes so important. You don't need complicated rituals or hours of meditation. You just need simple, consistent ways to check in with yourself and lovingly guide your energy back to where you want it to be. Starting your morning with intention is like setting the tone for a beautiful symphony. Before you reach for your phone or jump into the busyness of your day, take just a few moments to connect with yourself and with the energy you want to create. This can be as simple as placing your hand on your heart and taking 3 deep breaths while feeling grateful for this new day full of possibilities. When you wake up, your mind is like fresh, clean soil, ready to receive whatever seeds you choose to plant. This is the perfect time to gently remind yourself of who you are and what you're creating. You might say something like, "I am open to receiving all the good that life has for me today. I trust that everything I need is coming to me in perfect timing. I am worthy of love, joy, and abundance in all its forms." These aren't just pretty words you're saying to yourself. When you speak with genuine feeling and intention, you're literally programming your subconscious mind and setting your energetic frequency for the day. Your subconscious mind doesn't judge or analyze what you're telling it. It simply accepts what you say as truth and begins to create experiences that match your words. Throughout your day, you can check in with yourself by noticing how you're feeling. Your emotions are like your personal guidance system, letting you know whether you're moving toward what you want or away from it. When you feel good, when you feel hopeful and excited and grateful, you're in alignment with your desires. When you feel worried or frustrated or overwhelmed, you're simply off track and you can gently guide yourself back. This isn't about judging yourself for having difficult emotions or trying to be positive all the time. It's about developing a loving relationship with all of your feelings and learning how to shift your energy when you want to feel differently. Sometimes you might need to feel sad or angry for a while, and that's perfectly okay. But when you're ready to feel better, you have tools to help yourself get there. One of the most powerful tools for shifting your energy is simply changing your focus. When you notice that you're thinking about what's wrong or what you don't have or what you're worried about, you can gently ask yourself, what's going well in my life right now? What am I grateful for? What am I excited about? Your mind can only focus on one thing at a time, so when you deliberately choose to focus on what feels good, you automatically stop focusing on what feels bad. Another beautiful practice is to pay attention to the little signs and synchronicities that happen throughout your day. Maybe you see your favorite number repeatedly, or you hear a song that perfectly matches your mood, or someone says exactly what you needed to hear. These aren't coincidences. They're little love notes from the universe, reminding you that you're supported and that everything is working out for you. In the evening, as you prepare for sleep, you can reflect on your day with love and appreciation. What went well? What are you grateful for? What did you learn about yourself? What would you like to experience more of tomorrow? This gentle reflection helps you end your day on a positive note and sets the stage for beautiful dreams and a peaceful night's sleep. Sleep is actually a wonderful time for manifestation because your conscious mind steps aside and your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to positive programming. You might fall asleep thinking about how grateful you are for your life, or visualizing yourself living your dreams, or simply feeling the joy of knowing that you're loved and supported by the universe. Creating these daily practices doesn't have to be another item on your to-do list or another way to be hard on yourself if you forget to do them. They're simply opportunities to love yourself and to consciously participate in creating your reality. Some days you'll feel called to spend more time in quiet reflection, and other days, a simple moment of gratitude will be perfect. Trust yourself to know what you need. The most important thing is consistency over perfection. A few minutes of genuine appreciation every day will serve you far better than an hour of meditation once a week. Your manifestations respond to the overall patterns of your thoughts and feelings, not to perfect performance of specific techniques. As you continue on this beautiful journey of conscious creation, there will inevitably be times when things don't seem to be moving as quickly as you'd like. You might find yourself wondering if you're doing something wrong, or if manifestation really works, or if you're somehow the exception to the rule. These moments of doubt and impatience are completely normal, and they're actually opportunities to deepen your trust and strengthen your manifestation abilities. When your manifestations seem to be taking longer than you expected, the first thing to remember is that everything happens in perfect divine timing. The universe sees a much bigger picture than you can see from your human perspective. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually the universe arranging circumstances in your favor, bringing together all the elements that will make your manifestation even more wonderful than you imagined. There might be skills you need to develop, or people you need to meet, or inner growth that needs to happen before you're ready to fully receive what you've asked for. Trust that if something hasn't manifested yet, it's not because you're not worthy of it or because you're doing something wrong. It's because there's something even better in store for you, or because the timing isn't quite right yet. When doubt creeps in, it's helpful to remember all the things you have successfully manifested in your life. You've manifested relationships, jobs, homes, experiences, healings, opportunities. You've manifested big things and small things, and you did it all through the same process you're using now. You are actually quite skilled at manifestation, even if some of your desires are still unfolding. Sometimes what feels like a manifestation delay is actually resistance that needs to be lovingly addressed. Maybe there's a part of you that's afraid of what will happen when you get what you want, or a belief that's been hiding in your subconscious that says you don't deserve it. These blocks aren't permanent obstacles. They're simply old programming that's ready to be updated with something more loving and supportive. If you find yourself feeling impatient, try shifting your focus from when your manifestation will arrive to how much you're enjoying the process of creating it. There's so much richness and growth and discovery available in the journey itself. When you can find joy in the unfolding rather than just in the destination, you actually speed up the process because you're not creating resistance with your impatience. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that show up, even when your main desire hasn't fully manifested yet. The universe is constantly communicating with you, showing you that your request has been received and that things are moving in your favor. Maybe you start seeing images or hearing conversations related to what you want. Maybe opportunities begin appearing that feel connected to your desire. Maybe you meet people who have what you want, showing you that it's possible. These signs aren't consolation prizes or substitutes for what you really want. They're evidence that your manifestation is on its way and that you're in the flow of creation. When you can appreciate and celebrate these signs, you're telling the universe that you're paying attention and that you're grateful for the process, which encourages even more signs and synchronicities to appear. Sometimes the best thing you can do when manifestations seem slow is to focus on other areas of your life where things are flowing easily. Success breeds success, and when you can feel the joy and satisfaction of manifesting in one area, that positive energy spills over into all areas of your life. Maybe you can't control when your perfect partner appears, but you can manifest wonderful friendships, or exciting opportunities, or improved health. Remember that you're always manifesting something. If your primary desire hasn't shown up yet, notice what has been showing up. Are you manifesting more peace in your daily life? More clarity about what you really want? Better relationships with family and friends? New insights about yourself? These are all beautiful manifestations that are preparing you for even greater things. When challenges arise, instead of seeing them as evidence that manifestation doesn't work, try viewing them as opportunities to practice staying aligned with your desires. Every time you choose love over fear, trust over doubt, gratitude over complaint, you're strengthening your manifestation abilities and raising your vibration to match what you want to create. There's a beautiful way of being in the world that naturally attracts wonderful experiences, and it comes from living as your most authentic, loving self. When you're genuinely connected to who you are at your core, when you're expressing your unique gifts and following your heart's guidance, you become irresistible to the people and opportunities that are meant for you. Living authentically doesn't mean being perfect or having everything figured out. It means being honest about who you are, what you value, and what brings you joy. It means making choices that feel true to you rather than choices that you think will impress other people or meet their expectations. When you're authentic, you're not trying to be someone else or live someone else's life. You're simply being the beautiful, unique person you came here to be. This authentic way of being is incredibly attractive to the universe because there's no internal conflict or resistance. You're not trying to force yourself into a mold that doesn't fit, and you're not hiding parts of yourself out of fear of judgment. You're simply radiating your true essence, and that essence is like a beacon that draws your desires to you. When you live authentically, manifestation becomes much easier because you're not asking for things that aren't truly aligned with who you are. Your desires come from your soul rather than from what you think you should want or what other people have convinced you to want. This means that when your manifestations arrive, they feel perfect for you because they truly are. Part of living authentically is learning to trust your inner guidance. You have an inner wisdom that knows exactly what's right for you and when. This wisdom speaks to you through your intuition, your emotions, your physical sensations, and those subtle knowings that seem to come from nowhere. The more you listen to and follow this guidance, the more it expands and becomes available to you. Your authentic self is also naturally generous and loving. When you're connected to your true essence, you want to share your gifts with the world, and you want to see other people succeed and be happy. This creates a beautiful circle of giving and receiving that supports everyone's manifestations. The more you celebrate other people's successes, the more success you invite into your own life. Living authentically also means creating boundaries that protect your energy and support your well-being. You learn to say no to things that don't feel right for you, even if they seem like good opportunities on paper. You surround yourself with people who appreciate and support the real you. You create an environment that nourishes your soul and helps you thrive. This way of living requires courage because it means standing in your truth even when it's not popular or convenient. But the reward is a life that feels genuinely fulfilling and meaningful, where your outer world truly reflects your inner world. When there's harmony between who you are inside and how you're living outside, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. As you integrate this new understanding into your daily life, remember that it's a practice, not a performance. Some days you'll feel completely aligned and in flow, and other days you might feel scattered or uncertain. Both experiences are part of the human journey, and both have value. The goal isn't to be perfect at manifestation. The goal is to be loving and patient with yourself as you grow and expand into more of who you're meant to be. The most beautiful thing about understanding your creative power is that it changes not just what you manifest, but who you become in the process. As you learn to love yourself more deeply, trust life more fully, and open your heart more completely, you become a source of inspiration and encouragement for everyone around you. Your light shines brighter, and that light helps other people remember their own power and potential. You are such a gift to this world, beautiful soul. Your desires matter, your dreams are valid, and your happiness contributes to the happiness of everyone whose life you touch. The universe is not neutral about your well-being. It is actively, joyfully conspiring to bring you everything your heart truly desires. As we come to the close of our time together, I want you to feel how deeply loved and supported you are. You are not alone in this journey of creating your dreams. You have the love of the universe flowing through you and around you at every moment. You have your own inner wisdom guiding you perfectly, and you have this understanding now about how to work with your creative power in a way that feels easy and natural and joyful. Trust yourself, darling. Trust your desires. Trust your worthiness. Trust that everything you need is already within you or on its way to you. You don't have to figure everything out right now. You don't have to be perfect or have all the answers. You just have to take the next loving step, and then the next one, and the universe will meet you more than halfway. I believe in you completely. I believe in your dreams, in your power to create them, and in your ability to live a life that fills your heart with joy and gratitude. You are so much more magnificent than you know, and you are capable of manifesting more beauty and abundance and love than you can even imagine right now. Remember that you are worthy, you are powerful, you are loved, and you are absolutely capable of creating the life your soul is calling you to live. Step by step, breath by breath, choice by choice, you are becoming who you came here to be and creating what you came here to experience. Go forward with confidence, knowing that you have everything you need and that you are supported in ways both seen and unseen. Your beautiful life is waiting for you, and it's going to be even more wonderful than you dare to dream.